The prison stood, a monolith of granite and steel, gray walls stretched high, suffocating even the sunlight. It was a place where hope came to die. Each day echoed with the clang of iron gates and the despair of forgotten souls. I knew this despair well. I had been here for what felt like an eternity. My cell was a cage of shadows. The walls held the echoes of my past mistakes. I was haunted by them. He remembered the incident, the rage, the regret. It played in his mind like a broken record. Trapped in a cycle of self-reproach, he was lost. Adrift in a sea of guilt, he yearned for redemption. One day, a new officer arrived. Her name was Amina. She was different. Her presence brought a sense of calm. Her eyes, though hardened by the world, held a glimmer of compassion. Amina moved with quiet strength. Her uniform, a stark contrast to the chaos around her, seemed to radiate order. Her faith was her shield. It protected her from the darkness she encountered every day. Our first encounter was brief, a routine checkup. Yet I felt a shift. Amina's gaze, though firm, held no judgment. I saw a reflection of my own longing for peace.
Name?
Jamal. He mumbled, avoiding her eyes. Shame burned in his chest.
Don't lose hope, Jamal.
Amina looked at him. She saw not a criminal but a lost soul. Her heart ached with a familiar pain. She saw her brother in him, a young man who had strayed from the right path. Her words, though few, resonated deeply. It was the first time in a long time that someone had spoken to him with kindness. Their paths crossed often. During her rounds, Amina would often pause by Jamal's cell. They would talk about life, about faith, about the world beyond the prison walls. I found myself opening up to her. I shared my story, my regrets, my dreams. Amina listened. She didn't offer empty platitudes or false promises. She listened with her heart. Her silence spoke volumes. She shared verses from the Quran, words of comfort, of hope, of forgiveness. I clung to these words like a lifeline. They offered a glimmer of light in the darkness of my cell. Days turned into weeks, weeks into months. Under Amina's gentle guidance, Jamal began to change.
He found solace in prayer. The Quran, once a foreign object, became his companion. He started to understand the true meaning of faith. It wasn't just about rituals, it was about surrender, about seeking forgiveness, about believing in something bigger than himself.
Amina saw the transformation in him, the spark of hope in his eyes, the peace that settled upon his features during prayer. She felt a sense of fulfillment. It was as if she was fulfilling a divine purpose. Their conversations, though simple, were a lifeline for both of them. Amina, bound by duty and faith, found solace in Jamal's thirst for redemption. Their bond deepened. It was a bond built on shared faith, mutual respect, and an unspoken understanding. There was never a question of romantic love. It was something deeper, purer. It transcended the physical realm.
They found solace in each other's presence, in the shared silences, in the exchange of knowing glances.
Their hearts spoke a language that words could not express. One day, everything changed. The whispers started. Rumors spread like wildfire within the prison walls, the guards with their knowing smirks, the prisoners their eyes filled with envy and suspicion.
The warden, a stern man with a rigid sense of order, got wind of the special relationship between the officer and the prisoner. He called Amina to his office.
Amina knew what was coming. She felt a pang of sadness, but she also understood. Their fragile world was crumbling. The rules were clear. Their bond, however pure, was forbidden.
A transfer was arranged. I was to be reassigned to a different facility.
Before leaving, she slipped a note into Jamal's hand during her final round. It read, Surat ar-Rahman, verse 55, wherein are 2 gardens for him who fears his Lord. Her touch lingered for a fraction of a second, a silent farewell. Their eyes met one last time. A universe of emotions passed between them. Hope, sadness, acceptance, and above all, faith. Years passed. Jamal, true to his word, dedicated himself to his faith. He memorized the Quran, finding solace and guidance in its verses. He never forgot Amina. Her words continued to guide him. Upon my release, I found the mosque she had mentioned in her note. I waited, not with anticipation but with a heart full of gratitude and acceptance. He saw her, standing at the entrance, her face framed by a hijab. Time had weathered her features, but her eyes still held the same warmth. Their reunion was brief, a shared glance, a silent prayer, a recognition of the divine thread that had bound their destinies together.
They went their separate ways, content in the knowledge that their paths, though different, were guided by the same unwavering faith. Their story, a testament to the power of hope, redemption, and the unyielding will of God.